Hey guys, Deadbot3 here, and for today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little special. Today, I'm going to be doing a video where I talk about all the films that I own that are based on books by Stephen King, or any film that he is associated with in some way. And Stephen King, probably one of the best horror writers ever to live. I've been reading him for years. He was one of the first guys that really got me into reading horror books and things like that. Him and Edgar Allan Poe. And yeah, there's been a lot of great films that are based on his books. I love every single one of his books. And I thought it'd be cool just to go ahead and show off some of the films I have. I don't know if I have every single movie that I own that are based on one of his books or that he's done, because I have so many films, but I think I picked the main majority of them. So I'm going to go ahead and get this video started. The first one I want to talk about, this is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I watch this film every year during Halloween. It's like a tradition. But it's Pet Sematary. This is the special collector's edition. And there's so many great moments in this film, like, the little boy Gage coming back to life and him just killing, people. Probably one of the craziest movies to me was the aunt Velda, I think her name was. Yeah, it was Velda, the aunt Velda that the mother had to take care of. Something about that scene with her up in the bedroom just always creeped me out. And they're coming to get you. That's just such a... That scene always stuck with me. I always thought that scene was creepier than, anything that Gage did or whatever. And I love the old man that's in this movie as well. Judd. I just like his character, him telling best stay away from that pet cemetery. But this is one film that I watched back when I was really young, probably too young. But yeah, this is definitely one that I love. This is the new release. For some reason, a lot of movies that Stephen King did, they have like the Stephen King banner on the back, which on the front, which I think looks kind of stupid, but yeah, I don't know why they did it, but yeah, I have this on VHS, and this is definitely a classic film. Now, next one I'm going to talk about is another one of my favorite horror films. This is probably one of the scariest movies I've ever seen, and it's Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Not much to say about this iconic horror film, one of the creepiest movies. Probably one of the most recognizable scenes is the two little girls hacked away in the bathroom. That scene has always stuck with me. And Red Rum, things like that. Red Rum, that's always just another one. Definitely one of the best horror films. I know everyone's talked about it, so I really don't want to just keep talking about this one. But yeah, this is definitely one of his best adaptations. Even though, Stephen King hated this movie, it's still probably one of his most recognizable movies that have ever been made of one of his stories. But, even though Stephen King hated it, I still think it's pretty great. Now the next two are films he did with George A. Romero. It's of course Creepshow, which this is another really great one. Probably my favorite story in this one is the one with Ted Danson. I always loved that one story of him being buried by Leslie Nielsen. Rest in peace, like I said. Really great story. I just always liked that story. It's probably my favorite one in the whole film. And of course, Creepshow 2. Everyone knows about this one. The raft scene. Probably my favorite one. Yeah. Alright. Now the next film is one that I don't really hear that many people talk about, or I don't hear as many people, talk about it. This was actually based on one of his short stories from his book, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, but it's The Night Flyer. I really don't know, I haven't watched this movie in forever, so I really can't remember a lot of it, but this is a one that I really don't hear too much about, but this is an old DVD by HBO. I'm pretty sure this DVD is like really old and maybe out of print, because this is one of the first horror films I bought on DVD. But I don't remember much of it, but I do remember liking it. But yeah. The next one is Sleepwalkers. A lot of people say that they like this film, but honestly, I really didn't like it as much. I thought it was okay for the movie that it was. I thought it was original of, people turning into cats, but I don't know. This really wasn't one of my favorite films. But this is the one he did with Clive Barker. And this is the one that has cameos by him, with him and Clive Barker. He didn't do it. Clive Barker didn't do it, but he had cameos in it, so that's one good thing. But, yeah, still, if you haven't seen this, it's still definitely worth checking out. Now the next one, again, another one of my favorites, Children of the Corn. I remember seeing this movie back when I was pretty young, and this is definitely another one that, everyone's seen. I have all the other Children of the Corn films, but I'm not going to show them off, but because, all the other ones really aren't based on Stephen King stories, just this one is, but this is definitely one of the best adaptations. Like I said, watch it almost every year on Halloween and things like that. Definitely a film that everybody knows about, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but Children of the Corn. Another film everybody knows about is, of course, Misery. Like I said, one that everybody knows about. Really great, creepy film. It's more of a suspense film than it is a horror film. I never really considered this a true horror film. I consider it more of a suspense film. Love that picture right there of one of the older poster artworks. But yeah, really great film. Kathy Bates plays a great psychopath in this movie. Next one, movie about the killer dog, Cujo. Like I said, I saw this film back when I was really young, and yeah, definitely a classic one. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, definitely a good one, Cujo. Now the next one is a movie that I also saw when I was really young, and when I was really young, this movie really creeped me out. But it's It. This is a 2-tape set which has the original book artwork, which I love, of the claw down there. And then there's a Pennywise right there. Let me focus. And like I said, just the whole idea of Pennywise and the clown, it just creeps me out. And I'm not scared of clowns, but clowns give me the creeps. And just having a clown in this movie is great. But yeah, really great film. A lot of people, when they talk about it, they talk about it in 2 parts, because the movie's 2 parts. Sorry, my cat's up here. But this movie's in 2 parts, and if I had to pick between, what part is better, I'd say part 1 is definitely a good one. I love, the kids and everything, and about them sort of growing as friends throughout the whole first half of the film. If you were looking at it as one big movie, the whole movie is great, but if you're just looking at it as just, as one of 2 parts, part 1 is great, but the whole film is great. And that's one thing that I really like about the film. The film's got great character development. Like, you really start to care about the kids in the movie, and, it's really great. Next one is Carrie. Sissy Spacek. Again, another great one that I really don't need to talk about, but, if you were ever an outcast in high school, then you can relate to, her, Carrie, in this movie. Covering a girl in blood on her senior prom. Sounds like fun. And the last one is a non-horror movie, but it's a Shawshank Redemption, which is a very amazing film. In my opinion, everybody knows about this one, so I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, really good film. We got this on DVD for $1 down over at Goodwill. Definitely a great film. So anyway, guys, that's it for my book. That's it for my Stephen King adaptation films. I know I don't have all the movie. I know that these aren't all the films that I've seen by him, or all the movies that I own. I've seen a lot more. Like, I've seen I just watched Christine a while back, and I saw that movie years ago, and that's just one that I couldn't find at the moment. But yeah, that's definitely a great film as well. It's another good one. Rawhead. No, never mind. What am I saying? Sorry, I'm thinking about a different Arthur. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's it for my Stephen King adaptation ones. And I'd love to see everyone else's collections. If you guys have a big Stephen King adaptation DVD or VHS collection, then leave a video response, because I'd love to see everyone else's collections and everything like that. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. So I'll see you guys later.